Alright, I guess I'll continue down the trail. I knew I heard voices coming up the trail. There's a lot of people around here. They don't want to be filmed and this and that, so I didn't want to catch anybody on film that might not want to be on film. I ain't continuing back down this trail. It seems like it's a lot wider than the other trails that I just took. There's various different trails running different ways. I don't know which way to go. It looks like the widest, most traveled trail. Let's see what's down this little trail right here. Oh, uh-oh, no. I didn't think I wanted to go down this trail right here. This trail looks a bit, looks like it ends right here almost. Well, actually, no, it goes on down and around. I think I'm going to go on down the wide trail. I mean, it's really thick and heavy down through here, and I don't really want to travel down this way. So let's go back and take the big wide trail and see where it leads to. How's that sound? That sounds like a winner to me. Doesn't it sound like a winner to you? Oh boy. So, huffing and puffing still. But we're gonna head on down the trail. Let's see where it goes. How's that sound? I think that sounds like a plan to me. It doesn't sound like a plan to you. So we're gonna travel on down this trail. Oh my gosh, there's another trail. Which way do I go? That looks a little rough, but it looks like it takes me right down to the creek. We'll see where it goes. We'll walk down here a little short piece and see where it goes, you know. That's what I'm telling you, you know. Yeah, right. It does look like it goes down to the water, but look at some of the things I got to step over. And you know, for us hikers these days, we're expecting asphalt and railing and all these easy things in life, you know. We're not expecting to be out here roughing it like this anymore. So, well, this looks like a short path down. So there's a short path down. Actually, that's probably what the other path went. The other path probably came to right here. So it's kind of like a shortcut, I think. So this path right here. I am sweating now again. I think I'm actually where the wide path takes you to. I think I want to take a walk up first. I'm going to take a walk upstream. I'm going to take a little walk upstream and see some of the things, see if there's anything I might have missed. I doubt it, but we're going to do this anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay. I just bought these shoes. I wasn't prepared to get them wet and muddy yet. I was hoping they would be good for hiking. I might have to get a pair of cleats, because a lot of the hiking trails that I'm going to are really rough. It's mostly mud and water and this and that. So, well, you know, so this isn't too bad. Well, there was a trail. That trail came right down here. I could have come right down and right out there. That looks like a nice trail, doesn't it? What do you think? Doesn't that look like a nice trail right there to come down on? You can barely see the damn thing. I see that where I was at earlier, so where I was at up there earlier, I see that white thing up there. So, you know, but the water is very clear. Like I said, even though the water is clear like that, I do know advise drinking it if you get thirsty. Because I did that once. I was out in the field and I was farming. I was out in the field farming and I was thirsty. I got off the tractor, went down to the creek. The water looked just like this. But I see little things swimming around in there. You know, I didn't think about it back in those days. We didn't think about stuff like that. You know, you get thirsty, you go down to the creek, you could actually take a drink of water and it was safe to drink. Well, I thought it was safe to drink. Turned out it was loaded full of spray from where the farmers had just planted and stuff. And of course, you know, I was out there doing the same thing. So the spray had already run off the fields and down into the creek, and it was highly toxic. And back then it was DDT, so I thought I was going to die. I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't get off the couch for like a couple of weeks, you know. I thought sure I was going to die just from drinking creek water. But you know, that's why I'm telling all what was in that creek water. I mean, that's where deception comes in, you know. It looks very clean and clear. Looks as good as the stuff that comes out of most kitchen faucets that you do drink. And sometimes that's questionable. A lot of times I will carry a tester around with me and I'll go ahead and I'll test the water to see how high the pollutants are in the water. I don't have that with me today, so I can't do that. All right. I think we have found the drop off. There's a place right there. Another trail goes up. See, you know, if I do a kayak ride, there's some way, you know, I'll have to find some way to stop the kayak before it gets to this point. I'll become like Evel Knievel. If you've ever heard of Evel Knievel or you know who Evel Knievel is, I would have to figure out a way to stop. I would have to figure out a way to stop. You know, say the water's flowing down this thing really fast. I'm riding a kayak. You have to put this in your imagination now. You have to visualize me riding a kayak and coming down this stream. And all of a sudden, I get all the way down here. Of course, the water is flowing really high. The water's like a foot of water at least a foot of water. I'm traveling in it and I'm coming pretty fast. How do I stop? How do I stop right there? How do I stop and avoid going off that edge? So, if you have any suggestions, what do you think? There are trees on both sides. You have to remember there's trees on both sides. So I could, you know, I could take the chance and get a net that will go all the way across. So I could tie it from bank to bank across the trees. Tie it to a tree on one side, tie it to a tree on the other side, and then run the net that way. So when I hit that net, it stops me. But, you know, what kind of net do I use? I'm going to need, let's see, I'd need roughly, in there, if I pick two strong trees, I'd have to have at least 100 to 150 feet, probably 200 feet to be safe. Probably a 200-foot net. It'd probably take a 200-foot net to run across there, because it's not like I'm going to be able to build a fence or anything across there, or run. Well, I could run rope. I could run rope in layers, you know, like a fence up through there, so when I hit the rope it would stop me. And that might be the better choice than using a net, actually, because a rope would be probably stronger than a net, as long as I don't shoot through the rope. You know, I could go ahead and weave the rope so I wouldn't shoot through it. What do you think? Comment section. Because this would be the end result here. If I could not stop myself, by the time I got here, you know, by the time I got here, I would be shooting over this. I would literally be shooting over these rocks. If I can get down below somehow, I'll try to show you what I'm talking about. You know, so I would literally have to jump. I'd have to jump coming up there, you know, right, running the kayak through heavy flooded, when this is, you know, rains are heavy and high, and I'd have to literally come down. I'd have to jump from there to there. How do I do that? Can I do that safely? I could hook up a slide, you know, I could make a slide, rig up a slide. I could use a slide out of plastic or something, where I could just run down the plastic. And I could do something like that probably. I mean, there's all different kinds of things I could do, you know. Just, you know, if you have any suggestions, put those in the comment box. And, you know, write your suggestions in the comment box and let me know what you think. How could I make this jump? If I do a kayak run down this creek, how can I make this jump right down here? There's the edge of the top. Actually, you know, it's up there. It runs down over this mountain. All right. I'm going to take a break, and I shall be right back.